In lithium, atomic number 3. So electronic configuration 1s2, 2s1. The last electron enter into the s orbital. So it belongs to s block. Then boron, atomic number 5. 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Its electronic configuration. The last electron enter into the p orbital. So it belongs to p block. Now in scandium, atomic number 21. The electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. The last electron enter into the d orbital. So it belongs to d block elements. Now we are going to learn the d block elements. And the scandium present in the fourth period. The fourth period is called as 3d series. The fourth period is called as 3d series. Because the last electron enter into the 3d orbital, so that the fourth period are called as 3d series. Now in ytterbium 39 atomic number. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, 5s2, 4d1. The last electron enter into the d orbital, so that afterward the d orbital is going to be filled, and fifth period now called as 4d series. Why it is called as 4d series means the electrons are filled in 4d orbital only, so that they are called as 4d series. Then lanthanum, atomic number 57. If you write like that in atomic electronic configuration, if you get the last electron enter into the 5d orbitals, so that sixth period are called as 5d series. The next one, actinium, atomic number 89. If you like the same way electronic configuration, at last we are getting 7s2, 5f0, 61. So last electron enter into the 60 orbital, so that the seventh period now called as 60 series. Rest of the lesson in PPT.
Generally, D block elements are called as transition metal and F block elements are called as inner transition metal. But before that, generally the metallic elements are called as transition metal because they have incomplete D cell and then F subcell in their neutral or cationic state. This definition include the lanthanide and the actinide. But we now only I said that the lanthanide and actinides are inner transition elements. So that the IUPAC now change the definition for transition metal. What is this that mean? It is an element whose atom has a incomplete D subcell or which can give rise to cations with the incomplete D subcell. So which one having incomplete D subcell, that is transition metal. And they occupy the central position of the periodic table between the S block and the P block. And S block and P block, S block elements are highly reactive one, and P block is a mostly non-metal. They are somewhat inactive metal. So these elements, the D block elements have the properties between the highly reactive to that is somewhat inactive metal. So they got the name transition metal. And except group number 11, the all other transition metals are hard and then having high melting point. Now we are going to see some transition metals uses. Tungstens, they are used in light bulb, we know very well, filament. And titanium, they are used in artificial joint. Molybdenum in boiler plant. Platinum in catalyst. And we know very well hemoglobin, what we are having in central atom iron, and in vitamin B12 central atom is Gopal. We learn in coordination compound. Now we are going to see the D block elements alone. First, the scandium to zinc, they are called as 3d series because the last electron enter into the 3d orbital. And the second one, ytterbium to cadmium, they are called as 4d series because the last electron enter into the 4d orbital. The next one, lanthanum and then hafnium to mercury, they contains 5d orbitals and then the electrons are filled in the 5d orbitals, so that they are called as 5d series. And group number 12, you see that group number 12 means zinc, cadmium and mercury. They do not have partially filled d orbital either in the elemental state and then normal oxidation state. Even though they are not having the d orbital, they are treated as transition element because they have the extension properties of the transition elements, so that they are considered as a transition element. The next one, in the seventh period, they contain actinium as well as ruthenium to cerium. They are also belong to transition metal. They are all radioactive, and except actinium, the remaining all the elements we are preparing from the laboratory, and they have low off-life period. Even though they are radioactive, they are considered as a d block elements. Here I have mentioned the electronic configuration for scandium to zinc. Scandium atomic number 21. So electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. So the last electron enter into the 3d orbital, and you see that in zinc atomic number 30 electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10. So the last electron containing 10 electron in 3d orbital, so that here all the last electrons are enter into the 3d orbital, so that they are called as d block elements. But the filling of 3d orbitals start from scandium to zinc. There is two exception I indicated in red color. In chromium, the exchange of electron between the 4s and 3d orbital is happening because to attain the stability. The same way in copper also there is exchange between the 4s orbital and the 3d orbital to attain the extra stability because of symmetrical distribution of electron and exchange energy. We have already learned in 11th standard. In this note, we are going to see why the symmetrical distribution is preferred for extra stability. First of all, when the d orbitals are, you see that in diagram, in d orbitals they are forming one sphere. In that sphere, the off-filled and fully filled electronic distribution, it leads to complete symmetrical distribution of electron density. If you filled in a partially manner the electron, the unsymmetrical distribution of electron density we are obtaining. They build a potential difference. The unsymmetrical distribution of electron density build a potential difference. So to decrease the potential difference, a tension free state with low energy is achieved. That is, a symmetrical distribution is give the low tension free state with the low energy, so that only a symmetrical distribution is preferred. The next one, we are going to see the general electronic configuration for the period 4th to 7th. The general electronic configuration is noble gas configuration, n-1 d to the power of 1 to 10 and ns to the power of 1 to 10. That is 1 to 10 means 10 electron is filled in d orbitals, and 1 to 2 in s means there are 2 electrons or 1 electron is filled in the s orbital. The next one, suppose in 6th and 7th period that they containing lanthanum and actinium, they are called as F block. So we have to include the F also. So they containing the electronic configuration noble gas n-2 F to the power of 14, n-1 d to the power of 1 to 10 and ns to the power of 1 to 2. Metallic behavior of d block elements. All the transition elements are metals. They have good conductors of heat and electricity. The same way in transition elements also having good conductors of heat and electricity. In that, silver has the highest electrical conductivity at room temperature. Note it down as a one word. All the d block elements are hard, but except the group 11, what are they is copper, silver and gold. They are somewhat soft metal. And then the characteristics of true metals are they have hexagonal closed pack, cubic closed pack, or body center cubic closed pack. Transition elements are containing hexagonal closed pack, cubic closed pack, body center cubic, so that they are the true metals. Melting point of transition elements. From scandium to chromium, you see the graph. First increases, in manganese somewhat decreases, again iron to nickel it is increases, and then zinc up to zinc it is decreases. Why the melting point first increases means that scandium to chromium they contain unpaired electrons, that unpaired electrons available for bonding, so that the melting point is increases. Afterward that d electrons are pair up, so paired up means they are less available for bonding, so that the melting point is decreases. D5 configuration is favorable for strong interatomic attraction, so that in chromium it contains D5 configuration, so it has the high melting point. Generally, period wise atomic size decreases because of nuclear charges increases and extra electron added to the same subcell. We have already learned in our 11th standard, but in 3D series what we expected is somewhat changed. Now see the graph. From scandium to vanadium there is decrease in atomic size, but up to copper they have some same constancy in their atomic size. This is because the added 3D electron only partially sealed, it increased the nuclear charge, so that the effective nuclear charges increases slightly. Then the extra electron added to the 3D subcell strongly repel the 4s electron. This is the another force. Now I indicated in blue color. The first force is effective nuclear charge increases, it is acted in one direction. And the second force is the added 3D electron repel the 4s electron. That force is that acted in the opposite direction. So these two forces they are same in opposite direction but balance with each other, so that the atomic size is the constant for the manganese to copper. Afterward, the copper to zinc there is some increase in atomic size. This is because the zinc, the last d orbital contain 10 electron. In the 10 electron the repulsive interaction is more than, we already see that two forces, one is effective nuclear charge force, another one is added 3D electron repelling the 4s electron, the repulsive force. The repulsive force is more than the effective nuclear charge, so that the orbital is slightly expand, so that the radius atomic radius of the zinc also slightly increases than the rest of the d block elements. The atomic radius in group wise. See the first graph. The first graph indicated that there are 3D elements. The scandium, the atomic radius is lying between 2.1 to 2.3, and the second graph is for the 4D elements. The atomic radius is the ytterbium containing 2.3. So this one is somewhat higher than the scandium. Then again the 5D elements, but the 5D elements is the nearly to the 2.5. The first element containing the atomic radius 2.3. So the why that is group wise means what it is happening. The group wise means the atomic radius should be increases, but there is some variation between 4D and 5D. That 5D what we have to expected here, the atomic radius somewhat increases that the 4D elements, but the unexpected observation in atomic radius of 5D elements are they have nearly same atomic radius with 4D elements. This is because lanthanide contraction. The lanthanide contraction we will study later. D block elements are situated between S block and P blocks. In period wise, the initiation energy we expected from left to right it is decreases. This is because the nuclear charge increases corresponding to the filling of d electron, but the trend is irregular. Why it is irregular means the reason is given that the added electron first enter into the n minus 1 d orbital, and then the inner electrons are act as a seal. These entered n minus 1 d orbital and then inner electron act as a shield and decrease the effective nuclear charge on the valence ns electron. Now see the scandium. In that scandium, the last electron enter into the 3d orbital. The 3d orbital, the 3 is somewhat less than the 4s, that 4 principal quantum number 4, principal quantum number n value is 4 here. Then 3d means it is n minus 1, that n principal quantum number is n minus 1. Now I think you can get some idea about that, what is n minus 1 d. And then that n minus 1 d orbital here 3d1, and then inner orbital are 1s2 to 3p. They are act as a inner electron. They have the shield between the nucleus and then last orbital, that is ns electron means 4s2 electron. So that the effective nuclear charge between the nucleus and the last 4s electron are decreases, so that it leads to variation in ionization enthalpy from scandium to zinc. The ionization enthalpy value, it is used to predict the thermodynamic stability. Let's see the example for that. First, nickel 2 plus. To form the nickel 2 plus, we need 2 ionization energy. The ionization energy 1 and ionization energy 2 values we are adding means we get 2490 kilojoule mole minus 1 for nickel. The same way to form platinum 2 plus means we need 2 ionization energy. For platinum, ionization 1 energy and ionization 2 energy we added means we get 2655 kilojoule mole minus 1. Now we are going to compare these two values, the formation of nickel and then formation of platinum. The formation of nickel, it contains less energy than platinum, so it is the nickel 2 compounds are more are thermodynamically more stable than the platinum 2 compound. In evaluate, they given the ionization energy from 1 to 4 for nickel and platinum. Now we are going to say which nickel 4 plus or platinum 4 plus, which one is stable. Now we are going to add the 4 ionization energy for nickel. We get 11,182 kilojoule mole minus 1. For platinum also we are adding means we get the value 9605 kilojoule mole minus 1. So the energy required to form the platinum 4 plus is less when compared to the nickel 4 plus. So the platinum 4 compounds are thermodynamically more stable than the nickel 4 compounds. Oxidation state. We get the oxidation state when the outer electron are lost, the proton will increase, that is called as oxidation state. Now see that in scandium, above the scandium I write the outer electronic configuration for scandium 4s2 3d1. If it lost all 3 electron in 4s2 and 3d1, you get the oxidation state plus 3. So it beginning from that we get plus 3. Afterward there is some increment in the oxidation state of transition element. At last in copper they have only plus 2 and plus 1. Why they having plus 1 and plus 2 means in copper outer electronic configuration I indicated 4s2 3d9. In that one if the copper lost the 4s electron mean it gained the oxidation state plus 2. Suppose the another electronic configuration 4s1 3d1 3d10. In that electronic configuration the copper losses 1 electron means it gained the oxidation number plus 1. So in copper we having plus 2 and plus 1 oxidation state. In between that the titanium, see the titanium electronic configuration 4s2 3d2. If it lost the 4 electron means it gained the oxidation number plus 4. Then the 4s electron only lost means there is 2 electron only lost means it gained the oxidation number plus 2. The another one, it lost 4s2 orbital and 1 electron from the 3d orbital, mean it gained the electron plus 3. It gained the oxidation number plus 3. The same way for the rest of the elements. The oxidation state, first of all, it is increases. Why it is increases means the number of unpaired electrons are available, so that they are increases. Afterward, the oxidation number decreases. Why it is decreases means the number of paired electron increases, so they are not leaving, so that it is decreases. You see that in scandium to manganese, scandium having only plus 3 oxidation state, but in manganese it having plus 2 to plus 7 oxidation state. Afterward, the copper, it contains only plus 1 to plus 2 oxidation state only, that is decreases. So from the first to middle it is increases, and middle to last it is decreases. The next one, relative stability. Relative stability of oxidation state, it is based on the extra stability of half-filled and fully filled. Now see that in manganese 2 plus, it is more stable than manganese 4 plus. That is, manganese 2 plus oxidation state is more stable than the manganese 4 plus oxidation state. Now see the electronic configuration for manganese 2 plus, it has 3d5, and manganese 4 plus it has 3d3. So 3d5 is a half-filled electronic configuration, it is more stable one, so that the manganese 2 plus is more stable. But in 3d3 it is less stable, so that manganese 4 plus is less stable. The oxidation state of 4d elements are from ytterbium plus 3 oxidation state and up to ruhedium, that is plus 8. Then for 5d elements, the oxidation state, it is started from plus 3 for lanthanum and plus 8 for osmium, that is the oxidation state is increases. And then the highest oxidation state for 4d and 5d element, we get it from the compound, when the compound formed between the 4d and 5d element with a higher electronegative element, that is oxygen, fluorine and chlorine. Now ruhedium and osmium, they have the highest oxidation state plus 8 when it combined with the oxygen. The same way tungsten, when it has the highest oxidation state plus 6 when it combined with the chlorine. And now we are going to see the group wise oxidation number variation. The stability of oxidation state, the higher oxidation state increases in group wise and lower oxidation state decreases. Frost diagram. What is Frost diagram means? It is a graph between the standard change of Gibbs energy versus oxidation number. From that graph, we see that the titanium, vanadium and chromium, they are more stable. The thermodynamically most stable state is plus 3. Now see the diagram, that vanadium, titanium and then chromium. You see that the plus 3 state is having in the lower state. And then iron. In iron, there are two stability form. One is plus 3 and then one plus 2. You see that in iron they are having the similar one. And copper, in copper they have only plus 1 oxidation state. It is prone to disproportionate for the plus 2 and then 0 oxidation state from the Frost diagram. Redox reaction. What is redox reaction means? It is a transfer of electron from one reactant to another reactant. In this one substance get oxidized and another substance get reduced. The substance which get oxidized, it's called as reducing agent. The substance which is reduced, that is called as oxidizing agent, because it oxidizes other element. The same way the substance which is oxidized, it reduces other element, so that it is called as reducing agent. The oxidizing and reducing power of element is measured with the help of standard electrode potential. What is standard electrode potential? Now see the equation I wrote. The hydrogen, molecular hydrogen, when you give the 1 atmosphere pressure and 273 Kelvin, it produces some EMF, that is some voltage, and it gives 2 electron, and then 2H plus. It lost 2 electron and 2H plus, that is proton, solvated proton. So what is now standard EMF means? Standard electropotential is a value of standard EMF of the cell in which molecular hydrogen under standard pressure and temperature is oxidized to solvated proton. What is oxidized means? It lost electron, that is called as oxidized, to solvated proton means 2H plus at the electrode. Now the standard electrode potential, the symbol is E, and to the power of subscript we have to put the 0 value, that is called a standard electrode potential of the metal is large and negative, means that metal is a powerful reducing agent, and it become why it is called as powerful reducing agent means it loses electron very easily, so that they are called as powerful reducing agent. The table shows that standard reduction potential. In this one, the copper alone having the positive value. This shows that the elemental copper is more stable than the copper 2 plus. Please remember that the positive electrode potential shows that the metal, that copper, is more stable than copper 2 plus. And you see the graph. In this graph, the manganese and then zinc, there is 2 deviation is present in that one. This shows that they have the extra stability when they have the configuration in manganese 2 plus. Manganese 2 plus having configuration of filled D5 configuration, and then zinc 2 plus they have the configuration D10, that is fully filled configuration. In this configuration they have the extra stability, so that they having more negative than the regular trend, more negative value for standard electrode potential than the regular trend. You see the table, you refer the table, you can get an idea about that. In this table, first of all, titanium minus 1.632 slowly decreases to vanadium and chromium, and suddenly the value changes to minus 1.18. The same way from the copper positive value, suddenly it changes to negative 0.76. This only shows by the 2 deviation in the graph. The higher oxidation state, it oxidizes the other element. For example, iron we have 2 oxidation state, 2 plus and plus 3. In this one, which one is higher oxidation state? Fe3 plus is the higher oxidation state. It acts as a strong oxidant, that is it oxidizes the other element. For example, the Fe3 plus, it oxidizes the copper to copper 2 plus. So this equilibrium of the reaction we get from the 2 table. In the first table, iron Fe3 plus electron gives Fe2 plus. It have the standard electrode potential 0.77 volt. In the second table, the copper 2 plus get into electron and get into copper metal. The electrode potential is 0.34 volt. Now we are going to see the relative stability between metal 3 plus state to metal 2 plus state. The reduction potential of metal 3 plus to metal 2 plus is given in the table. First you see the titanium 3 plus is changed into titanium 2 plus. The value is given minus 0.37, and vanadium 3 plus to vanadium 2 plus minus 0.26, and chromium 3 plus to chromium 2 plus, it is given as minus 0.41. It is indicated in graph. These negative value indicate that they prefer the higher oxidation state. The titanium, vanadium and chromium, they prefer the high oxidation state, that is titanium 3 plus, vanadium 3 plus and chromium 3 plus. Now if you want to change the stable chromium 3 plus ion, means we need a another element which is having a strong reducing agent. There are strong reducing power. In here, zinc, the standard potential value is given as negative 0.76 volt. The high negative value shows that it is a strong reducing agent. This strong reducing agent, it reduces the chromium 3 plus ion. The next one, manganese. Now manganese 3 plus 2 changed as a manganese 2 plus, the value is plus 1.51. This high reduction potential shows that the manganese 2 plus is more stable than the manganese 3 plus. Next one, in iron 3 plus 2 iron 2 plus, the value is 0.77 volt. This value is somewhat lower than 1.51 volt, isn't it? So the both Fe3 plus and the Fe2 plus, they have exit under normal condition, both the one existed. And the drop from the manganese to iron is the because of the electronic structure of the iron. So that the drop between the manganese 3 plus to Fe3 plus, you see that manganese 3 plus, what is the value? 1.51 volt. For Fe3 plus 0.77 volt. Then manganese 3 plus has the 3D4 configuration. If you write the electronic configuration for manganese, means we get the 3D4 configuration for manganese 3 plus and 3D5 configuration for manganese 2 plus. So this off-filled electronic configuration for Mn2 plus, it gives the reduction of the Mn3 plus is possible one. Very feasible means it is a possible reaction. Magnetic properties. In transition element, that is D block elements, are all paramagnetic. The magnetic materials are classified as paramagnetic material, diamagnetic material, ferromagnetic material and antiferromagnetic material. This magnetic property, they are produced by when the electron is spinning around its own axis and also its orbital motion around the nucleus, a tiny magnetic field is generated and it is measured with the help of magnetic moment. So based on this magnetic property only, they are classified. The first one, diamagnetic. Diamagnetic solids having paired electron as well as there is no electromagnetic dipoles, and in the presence of external magnetic field, there is a magnetic induction is introduced. This can generate a weak magnetic field that opposes the applied field. So in diamagnetic, the magnetic material, they oppose the external magnetic field. In paramagnetic, what is paramagnetic material means? They have unpaired electron and they possess magnetic dipoles. In the absence of magnetic field, these dipoles are arranged at random so that there is no net magnetism. And then when the magnetic field is present means the inside the dipoles are aligned parallel to the applied field so that the magnetic materials are attracted by the external magnetic field. So what is the difference between diamagnetic and paramagnetic means? Diamagnetic, they oppose the applied field, but paramagnetic, they attract the applied field. Ferromagnetic material. In ferromagnetic material, they have domain structure. Each domain structure, magnetic dipoles are arranged, but spin dipoles are randomly arranged, and they have some unpaired d electron. That d electron also show the ferromagnetic property. Now we are going to see the magnetic moment formula. First, 3D transition metals in paramagnetic solid, they have magnetic dipole moment with the electron spin contribution only. So the formula is mu is equal to g square root of s into s plus 1 mu b. What is g means? G factor, and s is the total spin quantum number of the unpaired electron and mu b is the Bohr magnetron. For an ion, the n is the unpaired electron, s value is changed as n by 2, and for an electron, g value is equal to 2. So substitute these two values in that equation, in the above side the equation. The mu value we get it at last, square root of n into n plus 2 mu b. So by using this formula, we calculate the magnetic moment value, and also we get the some value from the value for magnetic moment from the experiment also. from the formula we are getting some magnetic moment value, and experiment also we are getting some magnetic moment value. By comparing these two values we get the same answer, so that the formula is agreement for the most of the cases. In this table, first of all, I give the outer electronic configuration for the scandium to zinc. First scandium, they have 4s2 3d1. So if you lost the 3 electron, we get scandium 3 plus. The same way in titanium, it lost the 4 electron, 4s2 and 3d2, we get titanium 4 plus. In vanadium, if we lost 5 electron, we get V5 plus. In these three, there is no d electron, that is d0 value 0. So that the mu value, what is 0 means there is no electron, unpaired electron. So we put the n value, what is n means unpaired electron, so n value 0 means we get the mu value 0. Mu value 0 means it is a diamagnetic. How we can, it is a diamagnetic, whereas there is unpaired electron, there is no unpaired electron means it is called as diamagnetic. If there is unpaired electron present means that is called as paramagnetic. Now see in second one, titanium 3 plus. How we can the titanium 3 plus? Titanium outer configuration 4s2 3d2. If we lost 4s2 electron and 3d1 electron, we get the configuration d1 configuration. Here one unpaired electron is present, so the mu value you put instead of n value 1, we get value 1.73. so nearly it is 1.75. so the magnetic moment value for d1 configuration is 1.73. The same way in titanium 2 plus and vanadium 3 plus. Titanium 2 plus means just the 4s2 electron is lost, and vanadium 3 plus we get it from when the 4s2 electron loss and then 3d3 in that 2 electron 1 electron is going to be lost, so that the vanadium becomes vanadium 3 plus. Now it is under d2 configuration. In d2 configuration there is 2 unpaired electrons are present, so if you substitute the value we get 2.76, the magnetic moment value 2.76. If you going like that, now you see that in manganese 2 plus and Fe 3 plus, manganese 2 plus means manganese outer configuration 4s2 3d5 and iron 4s2 3d6. In manganese we are going to lose 2 electrons, so Mn 2 plus we are getting. In iron we are going to lose 3 electron. How can you lose the 3 electron? We are going to take 2 electron from 4s orbital and 1 electron from 3d6 orbital, so that they attain the d5 configuration. And d5 means there is 5 unpaired electron is present, so 5 unpaired electron means we get the mu value 5.91. so we get 5.96 from the experimental value also. So observed value means experimental value. Afterward it slowly decreases because the manganese and iron having the fully filled configuration. After that you see that again we are going to, it is pair up, the d orbital it is going to be pair up, so that the unpaired electron is again diminishing. You see that 5 to 4, 4 to 3 to, and it goes to at loss in zinc and copper plus zinc 2 plus. You see that in copper plus, how can you get means you take 1 electron from 4s1 so that it attain 3d10 configuration. The same way in zinc, if you get the 2 electron from 4s2 we get 3d10 configuration. So in that one the d orbital is fully filled, so there is no unpaired electron, so that there is unpaired electron is 0. If you put the value 0 in mu, so that the mu value is getting as 0, so they are diamagnetic.